If the mechanics that spawns adds on this fight is the same as on heroic testing, I will not be doing as much damage to him.
Here comes the Boomkins on the damage meters.
Games type 1.
3. No, they removed the build I played on this on heroic testing, so I cannot carry that as much as I did.
Oh, sure.
Likely story. Sandbagging starts now.
Well, to start,
actually, the Boomkin nerfs are significant. Believe me.
We have 3 stacks of the raid
got
buff, so they do 15% less damage.
We got
Very
nerfed.
good. They got nerfed.
Boomkin dead. Reroll.
The holy light
I don't know.
will answer.
They took my highest damaging ability and buffed it with 25%. Sounds
The
bad.
attack started.
I'm still so confused. Those 3 NPCs are literally here, like helping us fight those bosses, and next
Are you
fight
with
we're
the
killing
holy
them.
light?
Okay.
What do you want?
We
Yeah,
will
they get
protect the
corrupt.
Sunwell.
Corruption takes hold.
Holy light bless.
Okay, this might be an overreaction because it's Mythic.
Well done, us
So
will
we
be
won't have as
cleansed.
much of an issue. I've split up groups. There, based on what we had on Heroic, there is 1 mobile dragon and 1 immobile dragon. I want the melee to be on the mobile. No, never mind. Groups 1 and 2 are with Agnar on the immobile dragon. 3 and 4 are with me on the mobile dragon. We'll try that for now.
Sir?
Which one? Which
The
one?
first, the mobile dragon starts as Vaelgor.
Is it just me or is that man not in any group?
It's in group 6.
There. So 1, 2 are starting on Ezzorak, 3, 4 are starting on Vaelgor. Ranged don't have to actually be physically with us. Ranged can all be in the middle. We're gonna start there, and we're gonna see how this fight goes. We're gonna start with, I looked at a couple VODs, and we're gonna just start doing what we did on Heroic, which is pulling the dragon to the side, the mobile dragon to the side. And then the Gloom is going to shoot towards Skull from Ezzorak, and just all of the ranged are going to soak it. Just everybody in.
Too far away.
Putting on list. So 1, 2 Ezzorak, 3, 4 Vaelgor. Oh yeah.
I need to get close.
So when we get those circles, we want to like move them up somewhere, right? Or encircle, yeah.
The circle mechanic and the ads are actually entirely unrelated.
Oh.
The first time they happened, it just happened to overlap. So specifically, Ezzorak casts Void Howl, and that's what spawns the orbs. But later on in the fight, they won't be overlapping. Generally do want to have loosely stacked. I'm trying to see what damage taken looks like, and like Null Snap, which is Tether Breaks, is the big one. Maybe we just spread going into the Null Snap, or going into the tethers, and we just rely on some random person breaking it, and I'll break it if not. I forgot there's a knockback. Oh. Everything adds plus tethers. Adds are spawning like 5.
Skull, like you said.
It's okay. It doesn't need to be 100% sold. Not right now.
He's like 5 people, is it?
Dread Breath.
We soaked most of that orb.
It got it outran
be,
me.
yeah.
We soaked all of the orb. It turned blue.
Crazy.
Remember when we were told that balance is not gonna do damage in this fight?
That's not what I said.
That's what you implied.
No, I said I wasn't going to carry it like I did on Heroic. I still had that build available, but fucking... those ads wouldn't be an issue.
Agnar, can you take... So, I want the range pile to be on circle, specifically. I want Ezzorak to be pulled to that location, with the skull on it. And then when... Sorry, skull was the aim location. Here, I'm gonna put a square on it. From there, if you just aim the gloom at skull, it will pass through range and they'll have to move. If you get Dread Breath, our Dread Breath location is going to be triangle. You can, even the ranged should be able to move in the direction of the triangle, even if you don't get all the way there, and keep everybody else from getting fucking murdered by it. Melee should be on the opposite side of whatever boss they're attacking from triangle. So like if you are on Ezzorak, Ezzorak will be at square. You would be on this side of Ezzorak, and then you have lots of space to not get hit by Dread Breath. Similarly, if you're on Vaelgor, you'd be on this side of Vaelgor. Does that sound good?
It's a tail swipe over.
Yeah, or just, yeah.
You cannot escape.
Beam. We have orbs coming up. 3 stack for orbs. think it turns blue.
Yeah, no, this. Yeah, I think this.
I think this. Yeah.
Where is the range?
It did, and I was soaking it the entire time until it exploded.
Yeah, I think there's like a. I think there's like a ICD or whatever it's called.
Okay.
Or a how.
Let's die and go again.
We have to soak it. We have to soak it like one by one.
I think we can check the debuffs for how many people got hit visit this spawn now.
I looked at the debuffs last time, and we had 8 people make the debuffs. So I don't think we can check the debuffs.
It may also just
You
be
probably
not
get
using
debuffed by
size.
touching it, right? But it doesn't
Yeah.
lose. It doesn't lose like the thing you remove from like soaking it. It doesn't
Yeah.
get removed if it hits both at the same time.
Okay, so for the Gloom Orb, Agnar gets hit at like square, and then I want the range to spread out along this line. Circle, triangle, diamond. Or circle, diamond, moon. I kind of feel like assigning, but I don't have a good way to assign it. I want there to be like, I'm not using the markers. Which ones am I missing? X. Okay. So we're gonna try the ICD thing out with basically. Here. Who are our range? On Moon, I want Chid and Hex. On X, I want Herrick and Greyhound. Circle is Gems and Grim. Where is Kitenic? Okay, I'm running other people.
But we took it the first time. I think we just pull.
Yeah, alright. I can't send ERG notes now. That's neat. Alright, point being, range spread out among those markers. Figure it out. Easy, you good? Okay, we'll go without Casey for a while.
Bow down!
Good breath. Good plus.
You cannot escape me!
It was like blue before red.
Obey your heels!
And it's still
Same color, pretty much. That is nice.
I am out of range of like everything.
Yeah, the boss kind of sucks. I love that half the fights in these raids are spread your raid in half and outrange half the healers. And definitely not annoying and terrible.
Don't think evokers.
Okay, so at some point we will have to swap because he does another Gloom Orb on me, and I have a 1000% increased damage taken debuff from it.
Yeah, they should both fly up, and that's the point where I think we swap. Although we could do it like Amalgamation Chamber style, where you just cast each other.
Yeah, I think we might have to because they just didn't fly up, and he was right before we reset there. He was starting to cast another orb on me.
Okay. The null beam like locks in, so maybe you could also just like be in the right direction and actually just run away from the boss.
That's true. That's possible. If I could just, yeah, I don't know if it just hits the tank, like does some tank damage regardless.
Yeah. The other thing is, I'm looking at this again, and the Gloom Touch debuff is way scarier on this. So like we can't just have random people doing the soak. And I believe if I remember from Heroic, the Gloom Orb, if it went to the same location, it would just like do the Sylvanas thing and like move to an adjacent one. But we're gonna figure that out.
Yeah, I might actually be able to, just because I'm a tank, I might be able to just AMS and still eat it even with the 1000%. Because true, that is like not tank damage, that is just soaking the orb, right?
Yeah.
It's not like it's a crazy amount, probably.
Okay, so looking at this again, we actually need a rotation of soaks, which sucks. So, Ezzorak's going to be at square, and well, we'll figure something out. We're going to start with a slightly different approach. When the Glue Orb is coming out, we're going to do this thing. And there will be a melee soak in there as well. So, first soak group, I'm just going to set one for right now. We'll figure the rest out later. It's going to be Chid, Katenic, Jalapeno, Greyhound, plus Agnar. I'm gonna try and keep Vaelgor a little bit closer so I can get healed, because I'm dying. But I also don't want to force the healers. Okay, breath, take it aside. Somebody just fucking stuck over there.
You cannot escape.
We actually just have no shamans, we can just trigger everyone. You have 3, 2, 1. So it looks like it's just projectiles. So we can actually just fucking set it. This is Chid, Katenic, Jalapeno, Greyhound.
Are we?
We're good. We did it.
We died along the path.
Just watch them all flop consecutively as the orb went down.
Yeah.
gonna try just stacking it. Oh yeah, I can totally eat that with this. Even if I have a debuff.
Oh, just
oh, yep, there it is.
The old puddle.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so since Ezzorak moves, what if we have... Alright, actually, I need to check. So first off, what killed those people? I have a suspicion it is getting double hit by the orb.
It's null zone implosion, I believe. I don't know what that really comes from.
Ward Up got hit by Gloom Touch, Gloom Touch, Gloom Touch. The last one hit him for... So the first one hit... Okay, so he's got the debuff. So the first time he gets hit for 56k. And he gets hit for 120k by it. Also an implant.
Can't release. What did you guys do last time? Just relog?
Probably. There's a macro for it, but I don't remember the macro. Might be faster to just relog it to try and find it, unless somebody has it handy.
No, hit him resing. Brought the window up. Thanks.
Randomly have negative FPS.
With negative? With backwards for that?
Yep.
You try and kill the boss and the pull with his head.
Okay, so null zone implosion is what happens when there are no tethers remaining on the orb from Vaelgor.
Also, Gloom can go up to 8 times in Mythic, not just 5. The thing that we're shrinking.
Oh, god damn it.
I assume, I don't know. I assume the one pull, maybe UT like maxed the stacks, and that's why the orb wasn't getting soaked. Never went and looked to confirm, but...
Yeah, I've been time dilating myself and just like standing in the orb as much as possible.
Yeah, 'cause the one you were like in it the whole time, and it just wouldn't shrink down to the last little tick. On the, like,
yeah.
pull.
Upon removal, Gloom Touch. Oh, this is way easier actually. Okay, never mind. First soak is Greyhound. Keep him alive. At healers.
Huh?
Trust me.
Am I just running with the orb and trying
You're
to...
just like slamming your face into it over and over again.
Oh boy. Do you want me to see how well that works also with an immunity?
Yeah. Hit turtle. Because you don't get the damage increase debuff until the dot expires. Now, is 8 stacks going to just literally kill you? Probably.
It says players, so
We test for the horde.
Yeah, we can test, but I feel like it has to be different.
What do you mean when it says players? Is Greyhound not a player?
I think he means like assuming unique players.
Oh.
Greyhound's a dog.
Well, we're gonna try it.
Bus.
Because it's way easier if I can just say Greyhound do the mechanic than it is if we have to literally do it.
Yeah, it's a great
split and
test.
stop the whole raid. Especially with Vaelgor just like having to not be there. And we'll worry about positioning the glue morphs once we figure out how to do the glue without dying. Also, I want people to hard stack. We should have basically 3 groups of these people. 1 in melee on each boss. Dread Breath.
You cannot escape.
Okay, stop.
Okay. Too much stacking?
I think taking 5
Yeah, it seems to be unique.
See if I can go in and out of it. No, it's just I touch it once, and it goes down.
Okay. So we do basically just need half of the group. That is so frustrating.
Have you considered just sitting all of them melee?
Yeah, right.
What were the breakdown strategies? I see a lot of new markers.
We're trying to figure out how to do it. Okay. Everybody's starting on Ezzorak. Or let me rephrase. All melee are starting on Ezzorak. All ranged are starting on Vaelgor. The first Gloom is soaked by melee. Every melee is going to try and get a stack. I don't think you can all soak it at the same time, but you're welcome to try.
So I think it's basically half rate, because you can't do it the second time. It's like 5% more damage.
It's a 1500% more damage on Mythic.
So you want to walk into it, get a stack, and then just you're done.
Yes. Once you've got a stack, you can't reduce. It seems like you can't reduce the size anymore. So it's like all melee, do it, and then we do the amalgamation chamber swap thingy to swap the dragons. Melee stay at the one that's at square, which will become Vaelgor, and then the next Gloom will be all ranged soaking.
The Gloom in a similar spot.
Yeah, we'll
melee,
we'll
like
have
over
like
here.
pointed at skull first. So to reiterate, melee on square, melee on square. Out.
You cannot escape.
Do a loose spread. Don't squeeze too much. Soaking it, so just go run.
Oh, it's a big one.
Obey your fears.
Okay, so right now we're going to do our swap. He's doing Void Howl.
Bow down.
That trying to swap that suck. And we actually just never swap. Maybe it's just the second Gloom Orb.
Yeah, I mean, I can soak another Gloom
Well,
Orb.
like, what if the first Gloom Orb goes towards Skull, and the second Gloom Orb goes towards
Probably the entrance.
X over here,
Yeah,
and the
X,
range,
yeah.
like, soak it. So when the glue worm is coming out, the melee need to like be in front of the boss to soak it. And we're, I don't know, are we getting something? I don't know if we have to like spread out in front of the boss in order to soak it, or if you're gonna just like be in front of the boss and instantly soak it all down. If anybody's got like a stream up with somebody else and they figured it out, let me know. Otherwise, we're gonna keep trying shit. So melee on Ezzorak, ranged on Vaelgor. It's out of range.
You cannot escape.
Loose stack. I got add incoming. I really did. This is melee soaking. Keep soaking it until it's
I went down by a chunk and stuff, but I don't know. It might have.
How many melee do we have? We also just had like 3 melee instantly explode.
Yeah.
So I feel like we have to have motion stuff, which really sucks.
That can't be intentional, I feel like.
Okay.
So, are we dying because the orb is just going through us, and we're taking too much damage instead of and walking away? Because it definitely went through our character. So I'm sure multiple ticks.
The UT was saying earlier it seemed like it had an ICD for getting smaller, but that's separate from the like people got melted.
Is it possible that they're taking 1 tick, it's applying the debuff, they're taking another tick, and then they're just dead?
Yeah, I think you're definitely gonna take multiple ticks. It just doesn't reduce the size of the orb. Because I can stand in the orb going all the way from blue to X, and it'll do damage, a ton of damage to me. Like, it almost kills me through TD and removing blaze.
Yeah.
But the orb doesn't actually, like, soak down. So it might be like you just stutter step into it for, you know, a tenth of a second.
So we're gonna switch things up again. So like I looked at what killed you, Archaic, there. You just like instantly went up to 3 stacks, and I think the issue is some kind of, I don't know if it's some kind of splashing.
We were all standing there and it spawned on us and went through us, so had to be.
So like you in 0.1 seconds went from 0 to 3 Gloom Touch stacks, and then you immediately just died to the damage from it, because it just did like 150k damage a second.
Yeah, to players within 8 yards, so.
Yeah, and we have the null zone implosion going off at the same time, and it's just all kinds of fucked. Okay. So, and the void bolt's going out. There's just void bolt's doing 1,000 damage. That's nothing. Interesting. Okay.
They don't do 1,000.
Alright. Oh, I wonder if
leave
it's
a
like a
big
dot
dot after.
Oh yeah, it's a dot. Okay. Okay.
Void bolt's doing like 50k plus the ticking after.
Alright. So, what I want to try this time is instead of having the melee on Ezzorak, we're gonna have the melee on Vaelgor, and we're gonna aim the Gloom Orb at Vaelgor, so that there's time, like Vaelgor's gonna be away, there's time for melee to run over and touch the orb without it already being past them, because they were on Ezzorak, right? So like imagine Vaelgor is over here, and the orb is coming from square towards skull, and you're on Vaelgor, you run out, you touch the orb, you run back to Vaelgor.
So, I know this is completely separate from what you're thinking, but wouldn't it be best to have like split groups, and then like each one you have like a few melee, so that a few of them can be close, and then on like the second group a few melee again. So it's just like even groups, like of half melee.
That's
half
a
range.
future problem, because it's just like it's a future problem. Yes, it would be not right now. And then the second one will just be pointed in the general direction of the ranged, so it would be pointed at like X, and melee don't soak it, and ranged walk over, touch it, walk back. And that should help alleviate it. The other thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to intentionally not break my tether until the Gloom Orb is done and the ads are dead. That way we don't get the Null Zone Implosion dot, which does a very large amount of damage. It ticks for 20k per half second. So I'm going to not break my tether to keep that around. Which also means I can't move much, but you know. So, melee on Vaelgor, ranged on Ezzorak, boss positions are roughly the same, and the first Gloom Orb is getting pointed to Skull, which has moved. It is now over there.
Can I get Druid buff?
Here's no beam plus ads. Loose spread on the ad.
I don't know, but you had the death of the instant kind.
Just check the death recap. It's a useful blizzard tool.
Mine says melee.
Obey your peers.
I looked at a Shindig stream. They have the bosses a lot closer, and everyone just clumps the ads in between the bosses.
Okay.
I sent in the PTR testing channel. Should probably be able to see some of it.
Like,
it's 15 yards, and currently we have like 30 yards.
Like on pole, that are they almost just already in position?
They can be a little closer.
Yeah, I think it makes it easier for people to like stack the orbs and.
So I'm gonna bring Vaelgor to like. So Ezzorak's gonna stay there because that's our like reference position for aiming Gloom Orbs. I'm gonna keep Vaelgor relatively positioned, and I'm gonna very slowly back it away until it's no longer stacked. As far as the boss enrage is concerned.
Yeah, I assume the enrage is like a buff it gets, right? So you can just keep it moving until you see the buff.
It's a very scary buff. I just don't have it. Get that out.
You cannot escape.
Here's the Gloom Orb. Melee, oh, it's going at range. Range, you're touching this.
I guess it's skill punches.
your fears.
It would be through Vaelgor, ideally, right?
It would be.
Oh, I see it. It's way
yeah,
over there. Okay. Yeah.
I feel like we're actually just kind of dying to damage there. Like, we still have a bunch of void orbs up. We won't.
They were a lot better stacked.
23% of our total damage taken in that fight is the Gloom Touch debuff, which is insanity.
Because we're stacked.
Yeah. So that's what actually killed us.
If you touch the orb when it's blue, does that instantly kill you?
No, it just gives you the debuff.
I stepped into it for a split second while it was blue. And like it obviously spawned away from melee and it just instantly killed me to my entire health bar.
You already had the Gloom Touch debuff when you wait, hang on.
Seems impossible, but maybe a bug?
Like, I'm looking at the log and your entire health bar didn't go away. You died over, you were at the moment you died, you started at 40% HP. And then you got ticked for Gloom Touch because you just had a bunch of the debuff.
How much of the debuff? Because I literally touched it for a split second. That's so weird.
I think when you touch it, so
people
somebody
near
said
you?
this earlier, when you touch it, it applies around you. It's not just you that gets it. So if you're in a group of people and you all go touch it at the same time, you get a stack for each of you.
Yeah, it's 8 yards.
That's annoying.
Yeah, which is why I'm like trying to not send it directly through melee. So we're gonna try this again. We didn't take null and poison damage that time because I didn't know to touch it.
Cannot escape.
Soon? No.
Obey your fear.
Breath. That's helping. Ezzorak has people were hitting Ezzorak. So yeah. I know it's confusing, sorry. What is the thing? Gloom, 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 gloom. Okay. To all players upon arrival. Damage done, the size of the gloom field is reduced. I wish I could see how many people actually soaked the damn thing. Instead of the debuffs just being effectively noise. I do see like 6 effective soaks, like guessing based off of timestamps, maybe 5. We need 8. How many melee do we have? We have Word Up, Nacelle, Archaic, Whisper Bist, and Dorbis. and DZ. So that's 7. And I could soak that one as well. Okay. I'm gonna throw down every single world marker we've got.
I also have a question for you that's not relevant to this, and I don't think you can test it. But is there anything forcing you to break your tether at any point in the fight, or can you just sit in it the entire fight?
I don't actually think there is a thing that's forcing me to do it.
And the second question being, is he gonna recast it if the first one isn't broken? Which again, I don't think we can really test in Mythic.
Yeah, there actually is something. I get a stacking debuff that does more and more damage over time, so I eventually have to snap.
Okay.
At the end of it there, it was taking me for 133k a second, which is like going to kill me pretty quickly.
Especially if it builds up over the entire fight.
Yeah. Okay, so I put out some world markers. I don't want to like hard assign right now. When I'm gonna call the Gloom Orb like really early, and the melee are all just going to disconnect and find a world marker to stand on by themselves. And I am going to be, I'm going to say this now because of positioning things. I'm going to be the star one. So I'm going to be on, I'm going to be on Moon. And Agnar will be on Square. And the rest will be the rest of the melee. So don't drag the boss all the way to Square like Square.
Yeah, I'll put it,
You cannot escape.
Melee go. Sorry. Find a marker.
Obey your heel.
Tread breath. There's the tether. Beam again. We are starting.
There's the second one. This is some good going entrance.
Oh, I am unable to release.
We're unable to what?
It works now. I can release.
Maybe try turning off all add-ons and trying to do that.
I don't have any add-ons.
Okay, I'm not sure how many. I think we got enough stacks off of that thing, and that's just how big it's going to be. See how much damage
It turned, so I was on the star marker and it turned blue on the one right before it got to me. For whatever that's worth.
Okay, I think we hit min size. It did 95k to everybody. The dungeon journal says 136 to 407k. And the raw damage is 115, so I think we're basically at that. We did not lose anybody to the Gloomfield dot, except for Holygrim stood in the public side, so that's their problem. So I think this is we try and just do this a couple more times, see if it get it better. Yeah, Grim, you can always just point the breath at Agnar because he can hit Lichborn. Because DKs just have an immunity for everything.
And it's the only thing Lichborn is good for now, so might as well use it.
Here's tethers plus add. Okay, Bloom Orb in 8 seconds. Breaking my tether now.
Obey your fear.
Save me. Oh, we're alive. Okay, ads. The next Bloom Orb. Point it somewhere where you get it.
Yeah, I'll point it out.
No despair.
I only have one forward, so I probably have to break the tether at a different time. Like maybe we try and break them all really quickly so it doesn't happen during Gloom. I don't know. I used Fort Brew to like prolong the first one, and I just have like I only have Fort Brew. I do not have a second cooldown. Adjust a couple talents. Still just does so much damage. That is crazy. Beam and tether. Tether's in at. seconds. Yeah. One more pull. Our deaths there were Void Howl. We're gonna break the tethers quickly this time, and we're gonna Spirit Link for it. Alright, I'm gonna do a countdown before I break my tether. We're gonna break it before the Gloom Orb. Like, gonna try and do it very quickly. Out, and we have tethers and that.
You cannot escape.
Tether in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, Melly, get ready. Breath. Alright, alive. Okay, we're getting ads. Don't leave each other to death. Okay, we have I'm gonna break the tether in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. It's going off to the other side. Range, you're responsible for this.
Bow down.
I see that.
Big touch hit me like twice.
Yeah. I think it actually amps the dot, so if you get the dot, you're just
Oh, then I'm just kind of fucked, yeah. So I was able to live the initial hits earlier, I had AMS up there, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah,